The wannabe is the guy who completes programs like 75 Hard, lives the NoFap lifestyle, and conquers them both with ease. Then, instead of taking what he learns, building on the lifestyle, and continuing to level up in life, he falls into the toxic communities that live and breathe only in these types of lifestyles and never move on, until the point that they start to fail and they can't hold themselves accountable anymore to the simple rules of the original program. The wannabe stays in these communities because he is afraid that without it, he'll go back to his old self. He'll go back to that lost, unfulfilled soul that started them to begin with. Then there's the self-improving man. This is the man that has went through 75 Hard, lives the NoFap lifestyle, and makes it a part of who he is, but doesn't let it define him. This is the man that levels up his standards after a self-improvement journey, does not tie his identity to a program, and knows deep down what he needs to do to be successful. He learns from the program, adds those tools to his arsenal, and moves forward. He doesn't need a program to guide him because he lacks the things like self-confidence and discipline within himself. Instead, he defines discipline because it's the byproduct of the way that he lives his life on a daily basis. Look, there are a lot of great self-improvement programs out there and self-improvement lifestyles that are defined by a title, and they're really incredible at getting you started on the right path, helping you start your self-improvement journey to becoming this person that is completely different than who you are right now. But what many people fail to realize, and this comes way later on, is that once they complete these programs or once they live this lifestyle for a while, they're eventually going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to decide, are you going to become this person, the self-improving man that finds a challenge, learns from it, conquers it, and then seeks a new, more difficult challenge? Or are you going to be like everyone else, the wannabe? Act like you're working on your self-improvement, but in reality, you're just turning the same thing on and off for the rest of your life. Just look at it this way. When you went to school, or you learned a trade, or you just learned a skill in general, did you learn the skill and keep retaking the same class with the same material with the same instructor? No. You learned this foundational knowledge, the baseline material of the subject, and then you built upon that foundation. You took harder courses and pursued more training related to the subject. So why aren't you treating your self-improvement the same way? You're keeping yourself stuck and you don't even realize it, man. Just think about all the areas in self-improvement. Confidence, relationships, career, social skills, business acumen, fitness, health, nutrition, mental health, and that's just a few. So I want to ask you these questions. Are you still learning to be confident just like you were 3 years ago? Are you still learning to improve your health and fitness exactly like you were 3 years ago? Chances are, if you started doing this 3 years ago, you already have some foundational knowledge. You know at least a little bit about what you're doing. So the obvious next step is that you take what you know and then you build on it. You're not doing these same things that you were doing 3 years ago and expecting this miracle to happen. You and I both know that doesn't work. You build these self-improvement skills just like you build a house. You build them brick by brick, where each brick represents knowledge and skills, and you accumulate more and more, and before you know it, you have a house. So let me end with this one thought. Things in life, they ebb and flow. You're going to go through experiences that bring you to the highest of highs, and sometimes you'll go through things that gut you to the core and bring you to the bottom. You and I both know that you're going to get punched in the mouth. But there will be that day when you stand on that mountaintop. So remember, these self-improvement programs, this self-improvement lifestyle, the knowledge, the skills, they're all tools in your arsenal. So going back to these foundational programs and lifestyles is beneficial if it pulls you out of the hole that you found yourself in. Use these tools to redirect yourself back on your path and stop you from falling to rock bottom, because sometimes you need that. But in order to become the self-improving man, to keep growing, to keep elevating, you're going to have to find new challenges and keep getting uncomfortable. Avoid average, set your standard, and find your flow.